Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Tamisha Antria, the unconventional wedding planner for the Chill Bride and Special Events boss. Today we're talking about just reviewing the photo shoots that I did here in MAZATLAN back in December. So let's jump right in. So, as many of you know, I did a photo shoot back in December to rebrand my business. We've been working on website redevelopment and it has been quite a process as a new business owner, but I'm grateful nonetheless because I'm learning so much along the way. So for this particular photo shoot, I decided that the purpose was to coincide with my relaunch and rebranding because at first I just had some conflicting messages within my company and I just wanted to be clearer on that, not only with my brand message, but with my images and with the full website revamp. So we were really excited for it, and I decided since I moved to Mexico in September that I would showcase all of the beautiful weddings that I see here in MAZATLAN. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that this was even a wedding destination until I moved here. And the weddings here are so beautiful for a fraction of the price in the US. So, excuse me, let's jump right in and let's talk about the vendors that I worked with to make my vision come true. So, we went over the purpose. The purpose was to coincide with my rebranding, and then I had a vision. I wanted everything to be timeless. Mexico is so beautiful. I live in Mazatlan. It's a beach town, but if you drive about 30 to 40 minutes north, most times you run into this beautiful desert-like area, and I just kind of fell in love with it because I wasn't raised around any desert-like areas. I was born on the East Coast in the US, you know what I'm saying? So there aren't any deserts there. If anything, you can get a beach, you might get a clear beach just depending on where you go. But I hadn't been to many mountain areas. So Mexico really just stood out to me because it was, to me, you could get everything at a fraction of the US rate. And then also, you have many options here at Mazatlan in terms of what kind of wedding you want to have. But for this particular shoot, we decided to go with the timeless desert type of look because I love the cactus plants here and the palm trees. I just think everything is so beautiful for it to be a beach town. So we decided to go with the timeless look based on the mood board shown in the last YouTube thumbnail. So this is the mood board that we used for our photo shoot. And the mood board was meant to be an inspiration. I sent this to all of our vendors so that they could know what type of photo shoot we were looking for, what kind of pictures we would get, so that everyone could be on the same page. So for this particular shoot, I worked with all local vendors. I wanted to make sure that we showcase the local talent because there's so much talent around here. The decorators here are to die for, and I hope that I can be someday as great as them. They have been practicing maybe since they were 5 years old from most of the people that I talk to. And it's just something that they love to do. So parties, cakes, you name it, the people here in Mazatlan have it for you. I decided to keep it nice and simple because we are in the middle of a pandemic and I don't want to be around too many people in style photo shoots, so I only dealt with about 6 vendors. One vendor being my personal photographer, I like to say, Abrams Image. That is my partner, Bree. She is the owner and lead photographer. She joined me on this photo shoot, and I wouldn't have anyone else, tell my story. She kind of, sees the vision behind the vision, being a business partner and my partner. So that's amazing. But enough about Bree. I also worked with an amazing venue owner, Flores. Shout out to Laura. She was amazing. She provided the florals, and I, of course, returned them to her by the end of the photo shoot. She also let me use the venue free of charge as long as we credited her in the photos. And that was absolutely amazing to me because not many people are willing to collaborate on things for free because everyone's kind of needing money right now. We are in the middle of a pandemic. So I completely understand. I was so grateful for her partnership and being able to barter in this way, as she was able to receive exposure from these photos in the US, Canada, and Mexico. So I'm really excited for her. And shout out to Laura again. She is the owner of Maria Floreria here in Mazatlan, and she's also a co-owner of La Finca Eventos. All links will be in the description box below. The other vendors that I worked with a rental company that was affiliated with the venue owner, Laura. She referred me to Schnitt Rentals, and they are absolutely amazing as well. They offer setup, and they also allow for you to do it yourself. Because I wanted to practice my creativity, I decided to set everything up myself. But I was very grateful that they were, honest, reliable, everything that I needed. She had written out very thoroughly, and receipts were given. I was quoted accurately. We had one mix up with, I believe, the glass plates, but she brought them back within like 30 minutes. So I appreciate her urgency. It was just a really great experience with the venue owner and the rental company. They were very timely, and they made sure that I had everything that I needed. I would say that the photo shoot kind of went left. We always get things that we don't expect with my models and the dress designers. So the dress designer was actually the first person that I reached out to. I don't care to mention their name in this video simply because I don't care to mention their name in this video. I worked with a dress designer, and he did style photo shoots every month, at least so he said to me. He did photo shoots for his designs every single month, so he had a network of models. And I prefer to get a referral network rather than getting new people and having to create a new dynamic, and it's just a lot to have to create a whole new team dynamic if it's not necessary. So he already had models that had experience, so he said, and he sent me the designs. Everything was going well until I decided to ask for contracts. From the very beginning, I asked everyone to sign a contract just to protect myself and them, because again, we are in a pandemic and not everyone wanted to sign them. Not everyone wanted to return them, which led to issues later in the shoot. The last vendor that I would say that I worked with is Restaurante Panama, and that was for a cake. And I wasn't able to even take pictures of the cake or eat it because they didn't deliver the cake with the cover. I don't know about y'all, but I thought that all cakes came with the cover on it, especially during a pandemic. But that's not the case. I had to argue for about 2 weeks for them to give me a partial refund. So yeah, needless to say, I am not using that vendor again, but it was a nice experience, and it's nice to know who you can work with versus who you can't. The great thing is right after that, I found another cake vendor, which I will post their information in the description box below as well. And she's absolutely amazing. She made a birthday cake for my partner for a private virtual birthday party that I held for her, and it was delicious. It was a cookies and milk cake, and I'll tell you more about that later. So we are here at the day of the shoot, and I only have one out of my 4 or 5 contracts signed, and that is a huge red flag. As I mentioned in the last video, it's really important to have all of your contracts signed. Being pressed for time and just the way the situation kind of planned out, not being planned as best as I know that I can, and it being the first style photo shoot that I had done in the pandemic thus far, it was a challenge, but I'm really grateful that we were able to get through it nonetheless. The day of, I was kind of fighting with the cake vendor to make sure that I was properly reimbursed for this cake because the cake had to be paid for. It was not free. As well as the rentals. I did have to pay for the rentals as well, which wasn't a problem because I was paying for what we were using. The other issues that I ran into was that the models kept trying to tell the photographer what pictures to take, and that's extremely inappropriate for someone's vision, because I've already told the photographer whom I'm compensating for this project because it's my vision. I've already told the photographer what pictures to take. So to then tell the photographer to take other pictures on my dime was a bit challenging. I had to keep kind of going against that. Also had to deal with like the extra people around the photographer. As she would try to capture different images, they would kind of just tell her to do something different, or they wouldn't do what she was asking of them. So it was a bit challenging, but we kind of got through it. We didn't get the pictures that we wanted because the model kind of misunderstood. We wanted images that were kind of below the neck, so that brides can kind of imagine that they're them on my site so that they can relate to me. But I don't think the bride understood that. So just it's really important to make sure that everyone understands your vision, and talk to every single vendor. Don't talk to vendors through other people. Talk to every single one, even through language barriers. I will use my translating app to talk to every person individually to make sure that we're under the same understanding, rather than, one person thinking this thing and passing this message down, and just word of mouth is very messy. So I like to talk directly so that we're on the same page. So through the photo shoot, the model for the bride just continues to ask, like, can she use my phone to record more videos, because she has all of these followers on Instagram. It's like over 10,000. I personally don't care because they're not my target market, but I do want to help her out as well because she is giving her time for free. However, it's not my responsibility to make sure that everyone has a charger. What was my responsibility was to make sure that everyone was hydrated and had snacks. So, I brought water, I brought some chocolate to keep everyone energized, and I also covered everyone's dinner that evening, which we'll talk about a little bit later. We're getting close to the end of the story, guys. So it comes down to the end of the photo shoot and we're running out of sunlight. I'm just really discouraged at this point because I don't know what images I got, and I know that I was running out of sunlight. And that was the base of our images, the sunlight and sunset, so that we could get these particular photos. And we kind of missed it. We did the best that we could with what we had, for sure. But had we not ran into so many challenges maybe early in the day, if vendors weren't late, if we would have gotten proper deliveries, I don't think that we would have wasted as much time in the beginning. At the end, we all go to a restaurant, which I thought would be pretty nice because it wasn't too expensive, and I knew that I could cover at least 90% of your meal. Like I'm not paying, for a high-end steak restaurant for a style photo shoot. That's not happening on this particular budget. But I did treat them to Topolo, which is an amazing restaurant here. Apparently it's very American, and I didn't know that. So maybe going forward in the future, I would get more feedback from everyone as to what restaurant they would like to eat at. At first we were going to do a private caterer, but because we weren't getting contracts back in a timely manner, we decided not to take the risk and to go to a restaurant as well. And we just decided to go to a restaurant. No risk, no mistakes, no nothing. So following the photo shoot, I had lots of delays with the web developer because he just didn't understand the project that I was giving him. And the website is underway, guys. It's gonna be here in less than 2 weeks. I'm really excited to share it with you all. I wound up having to do it myself because I went through 2 or 3 different developers that just didn't really understand my vision. And after explaining it so much, I got inspired by one of my close colleagues, shout out to Rhea, to do it myself. And that's what I'm doing. And the website is turning out more amazing than I thought that it would have. Unfortunately, I didn't get the pictures back to the models quickly enough. The model that acted as a bride for me got really angry and really upset. Just a summary of the conversation, it should have been held over the phone. And just know that pictures aren't a given from a styled photo shoot. Most people allow you to repost from their pages or whatever the specifics may be. I promised everyone images, and I did provide some sample images until I was able to release everything. Unfortunately, you can't release all photos because I couldn't release all of the photos because I wanted to have something to show as we launch our website. And we're doing other projects, but this was a specific project. It was here for a reason. But yeah, she told me to, if I don't like working with Mexicans, to get out of her country. You know, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm Black. So to be told to get out of somebody's country, I'm still in shock because I've never been told that before. So I'm just kind of using this as an opportunity to look inward. She told me that she didn't like my work and that I needed to change the photos. I've never worked with a model that felt very entitled to the project. Most times everyone is kind of grateful for what they kind of get from the project, but you know, to each its own. I wish those vendors the very best. But again, the vendors that I would recommend from this project only are the rental company and the venue owner and florist, which their information will be linked down in the comments below. I am able to share pictures of the male model because that is the contract that I did get back, and some of the setup photos that I had as well. I'm choosing to move forward, not using the photos of the bride or the dress designer's materials just because of how disrespectful they got from not receiving all of the images until my website was complete. They weren't exactly patient with this web redesigning process. It's taking a lot longer than expected, but yeah, it was just a lot of disrespect, so I can't really post them here. But yeah, guys, that is the style photo shoot that I did here in Mexico in December, and I'm looking forward to more style photo shoots. I'm looking forward to growing my business, and I'm looking forward to growing with you. Now, because this video was late, I'm gonna have a bonus video up this week of just grocery shopping here in MAZATLAN, so that you can see what I do on a daily basis with my love. So like, comment, subscribe. I hope that you decide to be a part of my Misha tribe. Okay, bye y'all.